The State of Crypto is presented by Tron, connecting the world to the power of cryptocurrency.
The SEC is facing a new blow in its longstanding battle against Ripple. Joining us now to discuss this, CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day, who is also the editor of the absolute must-read, cannot live without CoinDesk State of Crypto newsletter. Good morning, Nick.
Good morning.
Well, and you are, just to confirm, you are a real person and not AI. A federal judge has... Yeah, I'm not so sure sometimes. A federal judge made a ruling regarding William Hinman's 2018 speech. He was an SEC official, and it was about on crypto and securities, being a security or thereabouts. So what just happened? Like, who was he speaking to in 2018, and why did the SEC try to seal that discussion?
Yeah, so this actually dates back to quite a while ago. The quick 30-second background version. The SEC sued Ripple at the end of 2020. This case has been going on for the last almost 2.5 years now, and we're still waiting to see what the results of the summary judgment motions will be. That should happen. We should hear from that soon. Now, part of what what Ripple asked for in its discovery motions is documents tied to former SEC Director of Corporation Finance William Hinman's speech, and documents tied to how he developed that speech, in which he said that in his view, Ether was not a security. Obviously, this was a landmark speech in 2018. It, signaled to a lot of the industry that, okay, there is a way for cryptocurrencies to go from possibly being securities at the beginning of their life cycle to evolving away from that. It's also not something I think the SEC has come back to at all in the last 5 years. So, it is what it is. And Ripple's asking for the documents tied to that. Last year, in January 2022, a magistrate judge ruled that Ripple should have access to these documents, and the SEC later filed to try and have them sealed. Last night, a federal judge in the same court, the Southern District of New York, ruled that the SEC cannot seal these documents and must keep them. They're in the public interest. They're something that should be made public.
On the other side of that, Nick, Ripple wants to redact a number of its own documents. What's going on there? What decisions are made?
Right. So, yeah, Ripple also tried to redact and seal some things, financial information, contractual agreements, stuff like that. The judge ruled that Ripple can redact some of this information, in particular, business secrets, things that are directly tied to its operations. But Ripple cannot redact information tied to a lot of the XRP related things. So, for example, whether it paid exchanges or market makers to list and trade XRP and things like that. So we should be getting a little bit more clarity into how Ripple, which is of course closely associated with the XRP cryptocurrency, handled some of the interactions with getting XRP out there into the world.
Nick, thank you so much for joining us. It's always a pleasure. That was CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day. Don't forget to sign up for the State of Crypto newsletter on CoinDesk.com.